What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. Force here with some more StarCraft 2 commentary. Today we will be looking at a series between PartinG and Marine King. This is going to be a Terran versus Protoss, Marine King versus PartinG, starting off here on the map, dual site. Let's get some recent tournament info, Starting in the lower left-hand spawn position, we have got our blue Terran player, Marine King, recently taking second place at the FX Open Invitational Series number 5. Also took first place at the KSL Grand Opening. His opponent, PartinG, our red Protoss player in the upper right-hand spawn location, placed in the Code S round of 8 for the GSL 2012 season number 1. Also placed in the Code S round of 32 for GSL 2012 season number 2. Once again, these games are coming from the recent MLG Winter event, and actually what I would like to know from you guys at this point forward, this may be the last series I commentate from that event, unless you guys are really requesting more. So would you like me to move on, start to get into some ladder games and some of the recent smaller tournaments that have taken place since MLG Winter, which was about a week now. Yeah, it's been about a week or so since MLG Winter. So would you like me to move on from those events, or there are still certainly quite a few more games that I could commentate from the event, or should I stick with this and not bother picking up ladder matches and stuff like that? Let me know what you guys think. Either way, some more sweet SC2 commentaries will be on the way. It's just a matter of where they will be coming from. PartinG now moving out with his probe scout, has dropped his first pylon, the gateway and assimilator now coming on through. Looks like that second pylon getting dropped right over there. Probe Scout will be making it into Marine King's base in just a moment. Speaking of which, Marine King's base has a very noticeable lack of refinery, and that is of course going to imply we'll be seeing a 1-Rax expand here from Marine King. So here comes that first Marine and the orbital. And with that first Marine popping out, the probe will be forced out of the base. PartinG, whoa, what's wrong with my voice there? PartinG will be dancing around for a little while longer, and then deciding now finally to move on out. And the SCV pulls on down, and will he be dropping the command center? There it goes. Marine King dropping the command center in the corner of his main base. Now moving out with that first Marine to deny any further scouting from the probe. Probe chilling out over here. Marine King writes a whole bunch of random gibberish and then moves out with his SCV Scout. SCV Scout will be making it into PartinG's base. PartinG will not have that first Stalker out to prevent this from happening in time. So we'll be able to make it on in here and get a full scout of what's going on. PartinG now on 2 assimilators here. Still no gas yet for Marine King. Getting another depot, continuing up that SCV and Marine production. We should be seeing a couple of racks now, looking at the fact that he is saving up his resources, going to expect, and there it is. 2 racks get placed down here for Marine King. Moving forward, drops the scout, attempted scout there from PartinG, tried to move up into the main to see what the follow-up was. What he was looking for is, hey, are there any gas? Did he go up to a factory? Does he have 2 racks? What exactly is Marine King doing? That was his question, but unfortunately that went unanswered for him. Robo coming out here for PartinG. Very interesting. Goes immediately into a Robo. He has not decided to take an expansion at all. And instead we'll be going straight for that higher tech. We'll be seeing a very early Observer. Could even be some Warp Prism harass early on. That's certainly a possibility. Would be very interesting. Second gateway also coming out here for PartinG. PartinG with the Sentry up here. We'll try to deny any possible scouting, SCV or otherwise. Stalker moves forward. Doesn't even get a shot off as the line of Marines work down his shields very quickly and force him back. Now with that early Stalker, you're certainly comfortable to engage, but once you lose your shields, it's basically time to pull on home. Really no reason to take any base health damage there. And again, with that nice line and a little bit of micro, Marine King was able to prevent a single shot from going off from that Stalker. Very impressive. Marine King now on the double refineries, does have a tech lab coming through, immediately going to that Stimpack research. Orbital command finished, drops a mule, and then lands on down at that natural expansion. We should be seeing a transfer of workers sometime relatively soon here, unless he just wants to hold up there and continue to mine. You can notice he's just about fully saturated right now. He's certainly not oversaturated, so may very well decide, yeah, not to transfer at all. Doesn't want to lose on that mining time as the workers were to move down from that main line down to here. And since he isn't oversaturated, really no specific reason to do so, except for the obvious fact of you would mine this not as quickly if you were to pull guys off the line, but that's a whole nother discussion for a whole nother time. Observer Scout moving out here for a parting. We'll be making it right into the main and scouting the fact that Marine King does not yet have a factory. Although, did he just? Yes, he did just drop that right now. Will be a little while longer until we see any medevacs, but instead of teching up immediately to medevacs, he decided to go for that stim pack research. And we do have a few additional attachments, a reactor and a tech lab coming down on these 2 racks over here. PartinG now with 2 gateways in play, 2 more coming on through. He still has that robo, which was used again for that observer scout, which gets scanned and dropped by the Marines. Marine King with a very keen eye spots that observer in his main and decides to take him out. PartinG now done with that nexus here at his natural. We'll be working to get that saturated. We do have some immortals coming on through here for PartinG. Sentry heavy, few immortals in the mix. Here comes the push though. Marine King moving across the map. Will be a stim pack timing push here. A stim is just about to finish. Combat shield also coming on through. And PartinG, he does have all these sentries, and with this, of course, what are we going to see? Well, there will be a guardian shield plus some force field action. Would like to see a few zealots in the mix, though. That would certainly help him out. Dropping those force fields, allowing those zealots to catch up, can really do a tremendous amount of damage there to the bio. Uh-oh, here we go. PartinG now moving out across the center of the map. Now Marine King does have map control, so he does see this coming. We'll be pulling on back to defend himself here as PartinG moves out with a push. Does have those 4 warp gates plus that robo. Should be seeing a proxy pylon here. As he, yep, there we go. There's the pro moving up forward. Proxy pylon gets dropped, and here comes the aggression. PartinG now preparing to move forward. SCVs pull themselves off of the line. Let's see what's going to happen here. PartinG going to be able to do some damage, just kind of dancing back and forth at the moment. SCVs and Marines grouping up. A little repair action there. Now able to warp in some additional units, and here we go. PartinG drops the Guardian Shield. A couple of force fields get laid down. Forces the lift off immediately. Still have all that bio plus the SCVs over there. Marine King just kind of biding for time here, waiting until he feels comfortable to engage. Let's see, force field walls dissipate plus that Guardian Shield. Just continuing to dance around. Now finally with some medevacs in play, might be feeling a little more confident here. Force fields only take out 1 SCV though in that engagement. Forces a lift off again as Marine King wants his units to be able to freely move in that direction. And then there we go, re-lands, goes back to mining. And after a little face-off here, all of a sudden, PartinG's like, all right, well, I can't engage, so all I really did was delay some mining time and get a couple of kills there. Can see Marine King is slightly behind, but really not a lot of damage at all there for PartinG. So PartinG runs back home with his tail between his legs. 1 stalker at the tower will be scouting out as Marine King prepares to move across the map with his forces here. Back at home, PartinG does have the robotics bait coming out that will not be out in time if this push continues here from Marine King, which it looks like it may be doing. Yes, here he goes. Marine King continues to push here across the map towards PartinG's base. PartinG will not have Colossus in time. Not at all. Finishing a forge over here, but here comes the bio. Marine King lifting off. Dropping. Oh, no, not going to be able to drop into the main. Gets positioned to the high ground from the medevacs here, allowing him to shoot down those stalkers right up top. Scans to check for the rest of the forces. Stims up, and here he goes. Force field wall gets laid down. We'd have a few medevacs healing up. Lifts up his forces. Drops him on the other side of the force field wall to rejoin the rest of his army. He's just dancing back and forth, taking advantage of that healing power of those medevacs and trying to use up the energy there on those sentries. Stalkers get a couple shots there, drop a medevac. That is unfortunate for Marine King, definitely not necessary at all. Continuous production here and some upgrades coming out through level 1 weapons, and that first Colossus is coming out here for PartinG. Is he going to get it out in time? That's the question. That is the question. Forces dropping up onto the high ground. Marine King with enough support on the low ground. Those stalkers really don't. Yeah, they're going to be able to do it. Got 1 Marine pushing on over in that direction as well. First Colossus very close to finished. And here we go. Now that he's cleared most of PartinG's forces in the main, he moves up with the rest. Bio stimming up over there. Bio stimming up on the high ground as well. Colossus just about to pop, but most of PartinG's forces are gone. Colossus gets dropped instantly. And Marine King has mopped up most of PartinG's army right now. He's going to start working down these production and tech buildings. PartinG just calls the GG. After successfully defending against PartinG's attempted early game aggression, Marine King was able to move out with a counterattack and get his units up onto the high ground, prevent that Colossus from doing any damage, and subsequently win the game. Alright guys, it was game number 1 here between PartinG and Marine King. We'll be moving on to game 2 in just a moment. As always, if you like the content, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. Keep watching and keep owning.